The air of the marketplace shimmered with life. Sunlight spilled across the narrow streets, glinting on polished brass lamps and bouncing off colorful fabrics hung from stalls. Spices perfumed the air, cinnamon, cardamom, saffron, and cloves, mixing with the sweet scent of honey pastries that made passers-by's mouths water. Merchants called out their wares, children darted between crowds, and laughter rose like music in the afternoon heat. But in the heart of that bustling bazaar, there was one shop that seemed to draw people in even if they didn't have a single coin in their pockets: the bakery of Ahmed the baker. From dawn until dusk, Ahmed's oven glowed like a golden heart, and its breath filled the air with the aroma of fresh bread, sesame rolls, and honey cakes. His bread was famous, soft as clouds with crusts that crackled like music. People came from every corner of the city not only to eat, but simply to breathe in the heavenly scent that drifted from Ahmed's doorway. One morning, as Ahmed was arranging golden loaves on his shelves, he noticed a poor man who often lingered nearby. His clothes were worn thin, his sandals patched, and his face carried the lines of hunger. Yet instead of looking sad, his eyes shone with joy as he stood outside the bakery, breathing deeply. He closed his eyes, inhaling as though each breath filled his stomach with warmth. This man's name was Hasan. He was poor but gentle and kind. He had little in his hut, but his heart was rich with gratitude for the smallest blessings. Though his pockets were empty, every day he stood outside Ahmed's bakery and let the delicious smells carry him away, as though he were feasting on air. But Ahmed, the baker, was not a generous man. Though he sold food, his heart was filled not with kindness, but with greed. He noticed Hasan every morning, inhaling the scents with closed eyes and a smile. And instead of pity, anger rose in him. "That man is stealing from me," Ahmed muttered to himself. "He is eating the smell of my bread without paying a single coin." The idea stuck in his greedy mind until one morning when he stormed outside, wiping flour from his hands. "You there!" he barked at Hasan. "You have been stealing from me for weeks." Hasan blinked in surprise. "Stealing, sir? I have never touched a loaf nor set foot inside your shop." "Do not lie!" Ahmed's face grew red. "You steal with your nose. You take the smell of my bread each morning, and for that, you owe me payment." The marketplace fell silent. Merchants paused mid-shout, children froze with sweets in hand, and even the donkeys stopped braying as people turned to watch. A poor man accused of stealing. The smell of bread? Hasan tried to reason with him. "But, kind sir, the air is free. I have taken nothing from your shelves, nothing from your oven. I only breathe, as all men must breathe." But Ahmed folded his arms. "Then you shall pay, or face judgment." The crowd buzzed with whispers. Some laughed at Ahmed's foolishness, but others wondered if perhaps the greedy baker was serious. At last it was decided they would bring the case before the wise judge of the city. That afternoon, under the shade of tall palms, Hasan and Ahmed stood before the Qadi, the judge. The Qadi was a man of wisdom, with a long white beard and eyes that sparkled with both kindness and cleverness. He listened patiently as Ahmed presented his case. "This man, Hasan, has stolen from me daily," Ahmed declared. "He steals the smell of my bread, filling his belly with the work of my oven. I demand payment." The Qadi stroked his beard. "And what say you, Hasan?" Hasan bowed respectfully. "My lord, I am but a poor man. I have never taken so much as a crumb from his shop. I only breathe the air as all creatures do. I have stolen nothing." The Qadi closed his eyes for a moment, thinking deeply. The marketplace was silent, waiting. Then a smile slowly crept across his face. "Very well," the Qadi said at last. "If Ahmed insists on payment, he shall have it. Hasan, do you have any coins at all?" Hasan shook his head sadly. "Only these few copper pieces, my lord." "They are all I own. Bring them forth," the Qadi instructed. Hasan placed the worn coins into the judge's hand. The Qadi lifted them high so the crowd could see, and then, instead of handing them to Ahmed, he let them fall, one by one, onto the stone floor. Clink, clink, clink. The sound of the coins rang through the courtyard, echoing like little bells. The Qadi turned to Ahmed, his eyes twinkling. "You have now been paid, Ahmed. The sound of Hasan's coins has paid for the smell of your bread. Smell for sound. A fair trade, is it not?" For a moment, silence hung in the air. Then laughter erupted like a sudden storm. Merchants slapped their knees, children squealed with delight, and even the guards hid smiles behind their hands. Ahmed's face burned red with humiliation, for he realized he had been outwitted. He opened his mouth to argue, but the Qadi raised a hand. "Begone, Ahmed. Let this be a lesson to you. Generosity feeds the soul, but greed makes a man foolish." Shamed, Ahmed slunk away, while Hasan bowed to the judge with gratitude. The crowd cheered for the wisdom of the Qadi, and Hasan walked home with his head held high, his heart light despite his empty pockets. And so, the tale of the stolen smell became a lesson passed down through the generations. That kindness cannot be measured in coins, that greed only leads to shame, and that sometimes justice is not only fair, but clever. From that day on, whenever Hasan walked past the bakery, he still breathed deeply of the warm bread. But now, instead of shame, he smiled with pride, for he knew he had been vindicated. And if you ever find yourself in a marketplace, with the scent of bread wrapping around you like a warm embrace, remember this story. The air belongs to all, and true wealth lies not in hoarding, but in sharing. If you enjoyed this Middle Eastern folktale of wit and wisdom, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more magical stories from around the world. And press the bell icon so you never miss a new tale. Here's a question for you. If you could choose, would you rather have the smell of your favorite food every day, or just a single bite once in a while? Share your answer in the comments below.